He's Attaché Program Manager, Economic Cooperation Section. The floor is yours.
Yes, good morning. I'm standing in for Diego Escalona Paturel, who had another engagement. But I am a program manager here in the delegation of the EU in Egypt. And actually, right now, we are very busy designing a new program to support SME development in Egypt, both through the provision of access to finance and also through supporting measures in business registration, the policy framework, taxation. So I was very encouraged yesterday by the interventions of Vice Governor Lubna and also the representative of the Arab Monetary Fund that highlighted very much I would say, new emphasis that is put on SMEs as drivers for economic development here in Egypt and within the broader region. So the EU, currently we are actually developing a new strategy for the whole neighborhood, so the southern Mediterranean, we call it neighborhood. And I went through it yesterday again, preparing for this, and I would say the role of SMEs as a driver of economic development is very crucial in that document, and I think it's always been part of the EU programs in the region, but I think in the future this will be even a more important element in our support to the different countries. So I think here our agendas align, and this is very positive. So I think the EU, particularly in terms of financial instruments, we have in the past provided several financial instruments, including here in Egypt and including to the CGC. But I think the EU is very clearly developing and fine-tuning its instrumentarium of support to access to finance via a number of innovative instruments. We do this through our bilateral program, but we also do this through regional financial funding. Increasingly, a lot of our support is done through blending operations, where the EU provides a grant component to loans and investment facilities offered by European financial investment banks. As of course they have great expertise in setting up financial instruments. And here, and I think some of these are regional, so you will be familiar with them. Here the EU provides a grant to these loans or investments by these European financial institutions, which are EIB, EBRD, the French Agence Française de Développement and the German KfW. So the EU provides a grant component, and this of course allows these programs to get into, let's say, more innovative and more risky areas. So here an important element of the EU support is indeed to have interventions which are, and I'm looking here at the official word that we use, catalytic. So it is not our role to, replace the market in these countries, because often there is a lot of liquidity in the banking sector. But it is very important to support new innovative financial instruments, and also to support and nudge the financial sector to reach out to sectors of the economy which are underbanked. So this is an important driver and an important element in the selection of our support to these programs. So in the last few years, through the Neighborhood Investment Fund, the EU provided 200 million euros more or less in grants to a number of schemes implemented by these European financial institutions with a total value of about 2 billion euros. So our grant element there is partial, but it helps to let's say, increase the risk appetite of some of these instruments that are developed. And some of the programs, you probably know them, are, for example, the FEMIT program with EIB, which is a risk capital fund which provides equity financing, the MENA Guarantee Fund with EIB, AFD, and IFC, which provides a risk-sharing facility to partner financial institutions. And the SANAT Fund, which provides equity finance for microfinance institutions and also to some non-banking financial intermediaries. And also a few new programs, including for Egypt, are under development. So these programs are regional, so they cover the whole MENA region and also are available in Egypt. So I think in Egypt particularly, and I want to stress again the importance that we attach to the development of credit guarantee schemes. Of course, we have a long-standing relation with the Credit Guarantee Company. I think about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, we opened a credit guarantee window for industrial modernization. And I think this is in the, well, within the 25-year history of CGC, this is, I guess, relatively early on. And as Nicolas already said, together with AFD and with EU funding, we will open a new credit guarantee window for specifically geared towards providing credit guarantees for loans to agricultural SMEs. So this highlights a little bit the importance that we attach to nudging the financial sector to go into areas which are underserved at the moment and which maybe are perceived as difficult or risky. So this is where we feel that we can have added value as the EU. Another program that we have provided a lot of support in the past to the central bank in adjusting to the Basel II requirements, and we are anticipating further support to them to adjust to Basel III. You know, it never stops. And I think yesterday the presentations on the capital requirements and the offsetting of credit guarantees highlighted very much how important it is that CBE develops a clear set of regulations that really allows these opportunities for offsetting of credit guarantees to capital requirements. So this is definitely also an area in which we will provide further support to the central bank. So apart from that, of course, we also have a lot of programs which address some of the other constraining elements for SMEs. So we have quite a lot of business development service programs, and we also have a lot of institutional capacity building to different ministries and tax agency and such on. So these are to help them facilitate the life for SMEs and to make it easier for SMEs to become bankable. So this is also a very integral part of our programs. So this is basically my intervention. I hope it's not very detailed maybe on numbers, but I just want to give the highlights. I think it is very important that and very clear that we will continue to support Egypt in this area and also in the other countries in the region, and that we are trying to follow the quite holistic approach towards SME development, both through capacity of SMEs, capacity of the facilitating entities, and access to finance in the coming years. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Wim. We learned a lot about the EU program. But I have a question for you. You know, in the credit guarantee business, you need financial resources to work. And in some countries, you intervene there with the co-guarantee program. So in the future years, did you plan something in for this MENA region?
So yes, I think under some of these financial facilities that we have, there are windows for guarantees, and then there are through the MENA regional program. I think also this is a program which provides guarantees at the higher level, so not through national credit guarantee companies. So these are definitely there together with equity investments and in new financial institutions. So there's quite a broad range of instruments.
I will move now to